What can you say about Dolly Parton? That hair, that makeup, that figure. Even Dolly calls herself a cartoon character I created. Well, Mickey and Minnie, eat your heart out. Ms. Parton is also the savviest woman in show business. For her, if there's no business, there's no show. Which is pretty amazing when you consider her background. The classic hillbilly kid from the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, who grew up dirt poor in a family of 14. Now, of course, the Parton empire's worth millions. And at 63, she's out to conquer Broadway. As Morley Safer reports, Dolly's written a new musical based on her hit movie, 9 to 5.
Okay. You want to ask me to sing or you want me to just whoop it out for you?
Just whoop it out for me. We're at Dolly's Tennessee mountain home, listening to her whoop out some songs from her childhood.
Tiptoe, tiptoe, little Dolly Parton, tiptoe, tiptoe, ain't she fine?
That's the first song she remembers hearing round the house.
Little tiny castle top, I love you an awful lot, hope you never go away.
That's the first song she ever made up at age 5, about a doll her father made from a corn cob.
Puppy love, they all call it puppy love. And I had that little squeak. I'm old enough now to kiss and hug, and I like it.
And that's the first song she ever recorded when she was 13.
It's puppy love. Ta-da!
Ladies and gentlemen, Dolly Parton!
For half a century now, little Dolly Parton has been center stage and loving it. Songwriter, movie star, queen of the quotable quotes. 63 years old, 5 feet tall, larger than life.
2 floors down, we're laughing and drinking and having a party. But 2 floors down, we're not aware that I'm around.
She settled on the party girl persona when she was still a kid.
The woman that I was most impressed with when I was a little girl was the town tramp, but I didn't know what that meant. This woman had the yellow peroxide hair, she had the red nails, the red lipstick, the beautiful eyes, the high heels, short skirt, and I thought she was the prettiest thing I'd ever seen. And whoever I was with said, oh, she ain't nothing but trash. And I make the joke, and I would say, well, that's what I'm going to be when I grow up, meaning that's how I want to look.
When you started out with whatever you want to call it, that look, did people really get the wrong idea in the sense that they didn't know that beneath that look there is maybe one of the smartest women around?
Well, I certainly got hit on a lot, and a lot of men thought I was as silly as I looked, I guess. You know, I look like a woman, but I think like a man, and in this world of business, that has helped me a lot, because by the time they think that I don't know what's going on, I done got the money and gone.
Gone into Dolly Incorporated. Early on, she demanded total control. Now, with a sizable staff overseeing her business, philanthropy, and music publishing. And she's become a kind of national monument, one who turned up at the National Press Club in Washington with some thoughts on the State of the Union.
Somebody said to me, well, you know what? You just got such a big mouth and you just know how to talk to people. Did you ever think about running for president? I said, I think we've had enough boobs in the White House.
Where did you get this, how shall I say, outrageous sense of humor?
Well, now, a good sense of humor, I have to say, comes from both sides of my family. I think that's how country people, poor people, get by. It's either laugh or cry, and I prefer to laugh.
The Partons were true mountain people, poor and tough and resilient. For years, they had no electricity, no indoor plumbing. All the kids helped with the crops and looked out for each other.
We had a roof over our head, I always say, even if it did leak. We had something to eat on our table, even if it wasn't exactly what we wanted. Had a bed to sleep in, even if there's a bunch of us in it.
The day after high school graduation, Dolly lit out for Nashville, the country music capital. She'd already had a record or two and been on local radio and TV back home, but Nashville was one mean town.
It was a lot of that being lonely, being homesick, crying every night.
Were you ever tempted to just pack it in and
No.
Go home?
Never crossed my mind. I figured the least I would be would just be hungry.
Eventually, she got a spot on the Grand Ole Opry, the country music mecca. And soon, little Dolly Parton was very big indeed, as singer and writer of country music classics.
Oh, the men I meet, they won't warm and friendly, like the one in old Virginia. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Now I know we had no money, but I was rich as I could be in my coat of many colors that my mama made for me.
She's so big back home in eastern Tennessee, they put a statue of her in front of the courthouse in Sevierville. And nearby is Dollywood, her theme park, a shrine to Southern culture, Southern food, and Southern music. For nearly a quarter century, Dollywood has brought the area thousands of jobs and millions in tax revenue. Dolly's own economic stimulus package. This room is called Dolly's Attic.
Yes, it is.
And filled with stuff.
I call it my arts and crap building.
And behind all the costumes, the Grammys, the gold records on display at Dollywood, there's the guiding hand of a showbiz entrepreneur.
I love the business end of the business. I'm almost like three people. You know, there's me, the Dolly, the person, there's me, the star, and then there's me, the manager.
And of course, there's Dolly the composer, and now on Broadway, 9 to 5, the musical with songs by Dolly, a show developed from her first movie 30 years ago, one that turned her into a feminist icon. She wrote the title tune while the movie was being shot. It was right there at her fingertips.
I have acrylic fingernails, and they make a great, rhythm sound. And they sound almost like a typewriter to me, and it was all about secretaries. So I'd be on the set, so I'd just go around working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. So they all got a kick out of my nails, and I actually wound up playing my fingernails as part of the percussion sound on the real record. Wow, look at that. New York, New York. If I can make it here, I can make it anywhere. It's a long way from Nashville to New York. I'm just a backwoods.
And even farther to Hollywood, where we find her making a music video of one of her new songs from 9 to 5, Backwoods Barbie, fittingly filmed at Frederick's, makers of outrageous underwear. The lyrics, I'm just a backwoods Barbie in a push-up bra and heels. I may look artificial, but where it counts, I'm real. Speaking of which, you have no problem talking about the nips and the tucks and the science, I guess, that helps create who you are.
Well, I don't, because people are going to find it out anyway. I'd certainly rather say it. I don't just go in for complete overhaul. I just go in for tune-ups.
We read back to her an inventory she once made of her various cosmetic procedures. I've had nips and tucks and trims and sucks, boobs and waist and butt and such, eyes and chin and back again, pills and peels and other frills, and I'll never graduate from
college. It's so true. In my Tennessee mountain home, life is as peaceful as a baby's sigh.
Her sanctuary is her house in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, a country place built on the site of the old shack she grew up in.
In my Tennessee mountain home, the crickets singing in the fields nearby.
She has grander places in Nashville and Los Angeles, but this one, with its reminders of hard times past, its pictures of the worn, haunting faces of family members long gone, is where Dolly Parton comes to recharge her batteries and reminisce. She told us one of the strangest, funniest stories we've ever heard about an encounter with a pig when she was 3 years old.
One time, there was an old sow laying over here feeding her piglets. I wanted to be one of them, so I was a tiny little thing, and Mom, I got lost. Nobody could find me. So a few hours later, they found me over here. I had moved the little pigs, and I was down there just nursing with the rest of them. So I've been a pig all my life. It's true. And they never let
You
me
made
forget.
that story
No, I
up.
swear to God, I swear. It's a famous story in our family.
One family member you won't see much of is Carl Dean, her husband of 43 years. They met at the Wishy Washy Laundromat in Nashville. He's a shy man who hates the celebrity life.
He's just quiet and private. He don't do interviews, but he's a good man. He's a good friend.
Music runs deep in the Parton family. Her brothers and sisters, mother and father appeared once on Dolly's TV show ages ago.
Oh, that's Mom and Daddy. Oh my gosh, where'd you get that?
We surprised her with a tape she hadn't seen in 30 years.
Oh, that's Mama.
What have I done that makes you treat me so?
Look at Daddy. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that little fat girl he's dancing with. Who's that? Oh.
The tape ends with the old hymn, The Sweet By and By. Dolly sang it as a kid in the church of her grandfather, a country preacher. It's about a joyful family reunion in the hereafter.
We shall meet on that beautiful shore.
Well, now, what am I going to do now? You can't get me back in line here. That's very touching to me because Mom and Daddy are both gone now. I haven't seen that in so long. We just pulled at my heart there.
Would you like to drink?
No, that's okay. Yeah, whiskey? Yeah, some moonshine would be nice about now.
So hoist a glass to this 63-year-old dynamo, who despite the nips and tucks and wigs and such, is just about as real as they come.
It's you come again, and here I go, here I go.
I'm a working girl. I work for a living. I love what I do. I've been blessed, and I just try to make the most of what talent God gave me.